This is part two of that race that I was doing, and in this one over here I got so close, but still no cigar. And in the last video I said it doesn't really matter how fast you are. Well, it does to a certain degree. It matters how fast you are because that's how fast you're going to climb the ranks. But it also matters how fast you are in terms of time placement. When you're racing in the professional league, then your time, your position on the starting grid is determined by your time. So wherever you place on the time slots, as opposed to sorry, just had to cough there. Yeah, so wherever you place wherever you place on the time slots, as opposed to your opponents, that's where you'll be placed on the starting grid. And obviously if you're placed higher, the more likely you are to stay in that position, but not necessarily. I mean, if you start off in the first three, more than likely, if you're a good driver, you're probably going to stay there for most of the race. But that's where it gets so scummy, because sometimes people can there's certain things that when people play the game for long enough, they just figure out like, oh, if I do this, I can get away with it. Like there'll be no penalty for this if I do this, you know. Like certain things like that will happen. And when I record the videos of me racing in those leagues, you'll see what I mean, because it's really frustrating when you actually spend so much of time and effort just getting your technique down, and then some guy like who just really wants to win, like he'll just know some exploit or something where he'll just like bump you off, and then you'll be like, because as soon as you hit the dirt here, as soon as you slow down for 1 second, you're basically, that's it. Like you've lost. You have to be on point the whole time. I actually think about it like playing a song. If you don't get every little thing right, if you don't get every note exactly right at the right time, you will mess up and you will lose. As you can see over here, this is just the second lap, and if you mess up one turn, you will fall behind so fast, because these guys, they're all racing. In the professional setting, on the beginner setting, when you're starting out, those guys, they race you, but they don't really race you. They just once you pass them, they just kind of slow down, and you basically pass them. You've taken that position. They don't fight you for it. On the medium setting, they start to give you a little bit of pushback. Like you'll see, like a few guys will be like, "Oh no, you're not going to take 7th, or you're not going to take 4th," and it'll be really hard to get past them. But once you do get past them, then you're past them. Whereas on the professional setting, they're just gung ho going for it. They don't care. Like they're just gunning it. Like you have to catch up to them. The computer is the artificial intelligence is just racing on the most calculated, fastest points. Like that's why you'll see like these little blue markers right there and right there on this turn. Those are just indicators for when you're, I don't know, basically like when you're driving, those are like the points where you can gain the most speed if you take the turn in a straight line with those points. It's very difficult to explain. Like you have to have gone through the little school that they have on the game. Most of the people who play the game will understand that, but yeah, so there you see I'm close, but still jeez, tomorrow's clip will be even worse.